Prosperity and abundance to everyone tuning in. I am Mrs.Melanin Reigns, and it is an honor and a pleasure to be back with you all. So, today's message is for Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine, I've definitely been wanting to, and I feel like I say this all the time. So, like, if you guys haven't learned anything about me, it's like, I feel like this has been one of my biggest lessons this year, right? Trusting my intuition, like going with that divine guidance right away. Like, and it's not, I wouldn't say instinctively, but as soon as you get the divine guidance, like acting upon it right away, trusting it right away, and having success in that. And the way that was one of my biggest lessons this year is like when I didn't do that, I seen how I was divinely guided to take certain steps that would protect myself from like the attack that I was under, I'll say, and not any spooky type of thing, but literally having someone who tried to do so many different things to impact my life and hinder me pretty much. So I really got the experience with how things turn out when I am not obedient to the divine guidance that I receive. And I thought about that because I always say in a lot of my videos that I've been thinking to make this video, but I'm just getting around to it. So that's another thing I need to work on, consistency. And so those are things that you all may resonate with. One of the things right now that's really huge that I'm really feeling is a new beginning, a fresh beginning with more wisdom, experience, and knowledge put together. Divine Feminine, we're coming through a time of feeling stagnant, like trying to push through but still feeling stagnant. However, in the midst of that, what was really happening is you were taking li- what what may seem like little steps but necessary parts of the process, practicing, learning, applying. And even though it may have seemed like progress no big progress was really made, there's no big reward, it was all a part of the process to lead you to where we'll be coming to. And some people may have already stepped into it. A new beginning, a fresh start, a way to now you're at a space, Divine Feminine, where we really need to apply the lessons that we have learned, the spiritual, the tactics that we have learned in spiritual warfare. Like one of the things for me is I pray every day, multiple times a day if I can. I don't do that every day, but I have made prayer such a more prominent part of my life, which is very essential. Um, and that's why you have to be careful with the information you get about spirituality out in the world today, because it's whenever you see a large portion of the population going with something, a lot of times it's in the wrong direction. And the reason why so many things get confused is because there's this thin line between the authentic connection with the divine and mimicking that. So you have even, and this is not really like a uppity thing. It's just one of the things I've learned in spirituality is that you want to look at everybody as if they're an innocent being who we all have our flaws. But the truth is, a lot of people have made themselves a permanent vessel for what you would call low vibrational entities and energy, or demonic, straight up demonic. And we can't be afraid to call it demonic, because I think people's perception of demonic is just bad, right? But it goes beyond being bad. It's wicked because there's a level of intelligence. There's a level of intelligence. There's a level of research behind the devious nature. It's not just random shots fired at you. It's real spiritual warfare because it's hitting you in spots where they this low vibrational entity or energy, and it's not the person per se, it's the energy that we allow to come through our vessels, it's the things we allow to come through our vessels, it's the different actions that we take that continue to desensitize us to a certain type of way of being, you know. So when you have this within you, those that supernatural energy now that's working behind the scenes through people is very intelligent on generational curses. It's very intelligent on the trauma you face. It's it has the intel. It has the knowledge of how to hit you and where to hit you. So we have been through a phase of upgrading our spirituality as divine feminine, and it was supposed to be humbling. It was supposed to bring more humility to the situation. It was supposed to open our eyes and shake us out of a space of naivety. It's a new beginning now, here waiting for us to step into it. And despite where the world is going, despite what is happening in the world, we still have our individual part to play, our individual connection with the divine, that relationship that dictates how you move and how you operate. And so we have so many people, using this label of divine feminine, divine masculine, but a lot of people don't really have a genuine relationship with the divine, that which is greater than us all and connects us all together. Because we are each in our own right, we each have a space in this world. Collectively, there is more. And so when it really comes to being divine feminine, that's another thing. There is a way that we conduct ourselves that we have to be more comfortable in doing and not feeling like we have to conform to the world because, this is just what's normal or whatever the case may be. Just really owning that confidence more than we ever have before. Owning that confidence and where we stand spiritually. So, divine feminine, there's a new beginning happening here. We're shaking out of this stagnant energy. It's kind of like walking in quicksand. It's kind of like we're fighting out of it, but we're still like processing. We still have a ways to go, but it's purposed, and we've done little things. We've done those little things, right? That become the big thing in the long run. Work through the warfare, really going deep and working on self for real, because there's like a lot of, like I said, a lot of propaganda that will make you feel like, oh yeah, everybody's picking up on this. And what most people are doing, they're just using it for manipulation. They're taking the shortcuts because we've been programmed as a society to go with the quick route, to do the quick thing. And you can see this in every area of society right now, especially on social media. The 15-second videos, everything is cutting down or designed to cut down our attention span and make us kind of adhere to what is fast, what is quick, and not really appreciate the longevity. But when it comes to the spiritual self, when it comes to developing yourself as a divine feminine, it takes time. It does take time. And everything's going to work out, divine feminine, better than you may have thought. So